Good morning, Tuan. How are you? Happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend and that you were able to rest and to play and to be happy and safe and healthy with your family. Okay, this week is another week of distance learning, and we're going to start today with our math. Today is Monday, the 13th of April of the year 2020, making it for our short date, the 13th day of the 4th month of the year 2020, okay? Today for math, we are going to be going into multiplication, times, okay? So with multiplication this week, we're going to be reviewing first the 2 times table, okay? So let's try to remember, what is multiplication? Let's look. Multiplication is when you take one number and you add it together a number of times, okay? Take the same number and do it a number of times, okay? So for example, if we have 2 times 3, we're going to take the number 2 3 times. It's the same as looking at it 2 plus 2 plus 2, okay? Because you're taking the number 2 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times, okay? There are different ways that we can do multiplication, and I'm going to remind you of how, okay? So one of the ways that you see here is the repeated addition, adding it the same number of times. Or we can remember the socks in the classroom that we had on the wall. You were able to go and count them, okay, to get your answer. For example, if it was the 2 times 3, the 2 times table, you would go to the socks and count 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, and you would get your answer. You'd also be able to skip count 2, 4, 6, okay? Another way that we discuss on how to do multiplication was to look at it as groups. You can make 2 groups of 3, okay? So I can make here 2 groups of 3 and then count in the hearts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it gives me the same answer, okay? So there are many different ways that we can work out multiplication, and any way that you feel that is most comfortable for you and easiest is okay, all right? So let's go through it. We'll review the whole 2 times table. We'll start with the repeated addition, okay? So when I have 1 times 2, how many times 2? 1. So it's only 1, 2, okay? Which make my answer very simple, okay? It would be 2, okay? There's only 1 times 2, okay? So it would be 2. If I go into 2 times 2, how many times am I going to have 2? How many times? 2 times. 1, 2, okay? Which would equal 4. So you know what 2 plus 2 is? It equals 4, okay? If I go then into 3 times 2, how many times 2? 3. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And then here I can go ahead and I can add, okay? If I know 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 more would equal 6, okay? Now 4 times 2. How many times 2? 4. So you're going to see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Which would equal 8. Do you see a pattern happening? There is a pattern happening, right? Let's see if we can continue and find out. 5 times 2 then, okay? That means that we would have 5 times the number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Now, my pattern seems very simple. You can see here that it's jumping. How is it jumping? It's jumping by 2s. So I can actually go ahead and know 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, okay? And let's see if the next one gives us 12. 6 times 2. Let's see. Let's count first. We need to have how many 2s? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2s, okay? My answer would be 12, and it is, okay? And we can continue on with 7 times 2, having 7 2s. Always remember to count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 2s, which would equal 14. Another way that you can do this without having to make the scale, or if you want to copy it and have it forever, that's fine too. But another way is, for example, 8 times 2. We need to write out 8 2s together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? What I can do here is I can actually count by 2s, can't I? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay? Well done. And then we'll keep going up by 2s. We'll go 9 times 2, so we should have 2 9s. 9 2s, excuse me, almost confused myself there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, which would be 18. Well done. And then here, 10 times 2. Now remember that 10 times 2, all of the numbers times 2. Okay, so we have 10 here equals 20. All of the numbers times 10 are always going to be the same number with the 0, okay? That's an easier way to remember the 10 times table. But this is repeated addition. If you want to try this to work at home, that is okay too. If you want to copy this one down, that's all right. Or we can go ahead, and we saw that there was a pattern. We saw that there was a pattern with the last one where they were skip counting by 2s, okay? So what we can continue to do actually is go ahead and count by 2s. I'm not sure where, there we go, okay? So for example, if the problem is 2 times 3, I can go ahead and count by 2s 3 times. 2, 4, 6, okay? It's the same as 2, 4, 6. It's the same as using my fingers, okay? If I know it's 2 times 3 and it's easy to count by 2s for me, I can use my fingers, okay? So we can put 3 fingers and say 2, 4, 6, okay? So that's fairly simple there as well. Just remember that you should be practicing your skip counting. Always practice counting by 2s, 5s, and 10s. In this case, 2s. So 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 4 is, or 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 2 is 12. 7 times 2 is 14. 8 times 2 is 16. 9 times 2 is 18. And 10 times 2 is 20. What we see here is that we can actually just count by 2s. So let's do that really quickly, okay? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, okay? So just counting by 2s will also help us. What we also see here is that all of the answers for the 2 times table are actually even, aren't they? Okay, because counting by 2s makes it even numbers. Let's go to the next one. You can also here draw groups, okay? Ooh, I already have some hearts out, okay? We can draw groups. If I know, so when you take one number and add it together a number of times, if I know that it's 2 times 3, okay? I'm going to then draw 2 groups. It's going to be 2 groups of 3. So one group is going to go ahead and have 3, and my second group is going to go ahead and have 3 as well, okay? So with this, I can also draw groups to make it easier for me to do my multiplication. If it's 2 times 5, what could I do? I could draw 2 groups of 5. So I could put 5 in each group and count the hearts to get my answer, okay? My answer here would be 6. Okay, well done. Doubles. If we see the times table as doubles, let's see, maybe some people like to add more than they like to multiply. 1 times 2 is the same as saying 1 plus 1, which would be 2, right? That means that 2 times 2 is the same as saying 2 plus 2. which would be 4, okay? 3 times 2 would be the same as saying 3 plus 3, which equals 6, okay? 4 times 2 is the same as saying 4 plus 4, which equals 8, okay? So what I'm saying here is that any number times 2 is going to be doubled by itself, okay? Any number times 2 is that same number plus itself, okay? So 5 times 2 then would be 5 plus 5. 5 plus 5 equals 10, okay? 6 times 2 would be 6 plus 6 equals 12. 7 times 2 would be 7 plus 7 equals 14. 8 times 2 would then mean 8 plus 8 equals 16. 9 times 2 would then mean 9 plus 9 equals 18. Leaving us with 10 times 2 is the same as 10 plus 10 equals 20. Okay, so if you like to plus more, then you can go ahead and actually just plus the 2 times table, can't you? Okay, taking the same number and adding it to itself. All right, that's another trick for you. Well done. So let's practice, okay? We have 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 2 is 12. 7 times 2 is 14. 8 times 2 is 16. 9 times 2 is 18. And 10 times 2 is 20. What you can also do at home to practice is you can go ahead and practice saying these out loud, okay? Well done. So your task for today is that you will need a piece of paper, okay, a pencil, and what you can do is you can either print this worksheet here with the different 2 times problems, or you can just copy them to the piece of paper, okay? Whatever is easier for you. I think it's good practice if you actually copy them onto a piece of paper so that you're practicing your number formation and you're actually writing and using your hand, okay? So copy and complete the following 2 times problems, and you can use any of the strategies that you saw there, okay? You can make groups, you can skip count, or you can double and add the same number twice, okay? So whatever is easiest for you to complete these, please do so. Have fun with it. Take a picture for me on Dojo, and I will see you next time.